So here at the beginning of this video, I wanted to show you a little bit more about the spacing because that is important. I hope you can see on this side, the spacing between the bundles here is wider than it is here. This is the beginning is over here where I marked it. So this is a bit too tight. And that's why I didn't split the spokes here. And I went around one more time. When you go around, since these are like, spokes on a wheel, each time you go around, it gets further, the spokes get further and further apart. So when you look at this one, I intentionally split the spokes too soon. See all those gaps in there? That's what you don't want to see. And then also sometimes when it looks like this, if you split these spokes, the spokes will kind of go in a bad direction. They might get forced down, or they, usually they're getting forced down when you're twining. And it's hard to get the twist, that twist that's in between the two spokes here. If it's hard to get it in between the spokes, it's just too tight. And you get this sort of ugliness here with these gaps, especially you can see on this outer row where I was forcing it to split too soon. All right, so keeping that in mind, this is the one that we had done and split all the way down to ones. I'm back at my beginning where I marked it here, and I want to start going up the sides. So it's pretty easy. You basically just point the spokes the direction that you want to go. So as you weave, you're going to point these spokes up. And if we point them up at like a 90-degree angle, then it'll go up faster. And if you point them up more shallow, it'll go up slower. But you won't see the effect immediately. But as you go around, you will start to see the effect usually by the second row or so. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and then I'll be right back after I've done a couple of rows. And really try to pay attention to keeping the spokes pointing up. Okay, I went around once, and now I'm on my second row, and it really is starting to go up. And it will continue to do so depending on the angle that you hold it at. But you can see that my first row, it's really not going up. It is a little bit, but you almost don't even notice it. But it is starting to go up a little bit, the spokes and the sidewalls of the basket. Now, I'm running low on weaver. And this is why we made them two different lengths. Because we only have to replace one weaver at a time this way, and that'll keep the whole thing looking a bit cleaner as we go. Now you can weave, right up till you're done with this weaver and it's gone. See, I wasn't paying attention because I'm talking on the video about keeping the spokes pointing up. You really do need to focus on that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this short end to the inside of the basket. Just hold it with my finger here. So I'm holding it down. And then I'm going to the next spoke where this piece would have come out. And I'm just going to take a piece, I don't know, I have about a foot here. Take a piece of new fiber and put it to the inside of the basket where this one would have come out. Put this one in. And then you just keep going. And again, in order to have this work, I'm holding the inside with this other finger so that I can get a few stitches in here. Once I have a few in, it'll hold itself. And just keep going like this and keep focusing on keeping these spokes pointing up as you go around. And you can see the base, the bottom of mine here is also a little concave. That's okay. You can push it flat with, I think pretty much with any material you can push that flat. And on the inside, if you want to clean this up a little bit, I don't advise doing this until you've gone around a couple of times. Put a couple more rows over this connection, but for now we can just cut it shorter. And I'll see you in the next video. Keep on going. Practice making some more bases if you want as well. And in the next video, we'll just keep going up the sidewall. So try to get about 5 or 6 rows at least and keep pointing the spokes up. And we'll see where we're at that point.